Today will be a committee of one. Councilmember Park is at the Coliseum Commission meeting, and Councilmember Englander is excused and out of the country. This is the Public Works Committee. We have a number of items before us today, and we could move number 2 on consent. We will continue item number 4. That was requested by the Board of Public Works to be continued. Item number 5, at the request of CD4, we will continue that item as well. So that leaves us with 1, 3, and 6. So if we could start off with item number 1, please.
Okay. Item number 1 is the City Administrative Officer report relative to the proposed agreement with the Los Angeles Unified School District for the design and construction of street and sidewalk improvements at 7 new schools.
Welcome.
Good afternoon. Wilson Poon with the CAO's office. Item 1 on the agenda is a CAO report on the proposed agreement with LAUSD to design and construct various sidewalk and street improvement projects at 7 new schools in the San Fernando Valley. In this report, we're recommending that the mayor and the city council authorize the Bureau of Street Services to execute the proposed agreement with LAUSD and to front fund and receive reimbursements from LAUSD for half the cost of the projects. The other half of the projects will be paid out of one-time funds from ARA and Safe Routes to School program. There's an attachment that I've included in the back of the report that provides information on the location of the new schools, a short description on the project status as of the date the report was written, and the various funding sources and the total cost for the projects. The execution of the proposed agreement with LAUSD will allow us to reimburse the city for about $1 million in costs.
Hi, my name is Chris Espinosa with the Mayor's Office. I just wanted to mention really quickly that we're working with Council Districts 6 and 7 to try to secure funds for their 2 projects that are still on hold. They're large amounts, $5 million and $2.2 million, respectively. And that all these sidewalks are at least 1 block from the new school footprint. So normally the school district would build its own sidewalks wherever they make their improvements directly. But these are all about 1 block or 2 blocks away, so we were able to work a 50-50 agreement with them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Why only the San Fernando Valley?
The reason why we did San Fernando Valley specifically was that a lot of these areas lack sidewalk infrastructure completely. So it's like a lot of horse areas, and so there's no storm drains or anything.
Okay.
So the school district had a series of projects coming through, and so they approached us to see what we can do about it. In other parts of the city, there are sidewalks included, and so they just simply say that that's a city responsibility. Whereas these projects in particular, there was absolutely no sidewalk at all.
But when we build new schools, even when there are sidewalks, typically there's new sidewalks. So
If it's directly around the footprint of the school.
Oh, I see.
But
Okay.
these are the safe routes leading to it.
And what, we have no money for sidewalks, and we're getting reimbursed for half the cost from the LAUSD. So where are we getting our funding from?
These are all Safe Routes to Schools applications where we got California state funds. One's an ARA grant, federal funding, and I think that covers them all, right? Yeah, so they're all non-general fund sources. We just went out for competitive grants.
And what's the opportunity cost? Where would those funds, had they gone, should we have used them for? What are they used for typically, or where would?
Safe Routes to Schools.
Safe Routes to Schools, which is what?
It's for sidewalks, it's for crosswalks.
Crosswalks?
It could be for, we could apply for bicycle lanes.
I see.
It's anything to allow children to get to school from and back to their homes safely.
Costing us in total?
The total agreement is for $9 million.
Okay.
We've secured funding for about half of that amount,
Okay.
or less than that.
And we're okay with not spending it on those other items that this money otherwise would have gone to go to this for,
We secured those grants about 2 years ago.
okay, all right. Thank you. We'll send this to full council.
Thank you,
Thank you
Council.
very much. There's no comment cards on this, so we'll send that to the full council as a committee of one.
Yes, sir.
Next item, please. Well, let's go to, Mr. Rosenthal's here on an item. Item number 3, right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Okay.
Item number 3 is an item continued from 8/4/2010 and February 2nd, 2011. It's a city engineer report relative to the vacation of Venice Boulevard between Mentone Avenue and Alley northeasterly thereof.
Mr. Rosenthal, council member for the great 11th District. Welcome.
Well, thank you, Mr. Councilman, for the great 14th, and an incredible colleague of mine. I always enjoy being here. Mr. Chair, this has to do with a restaurant that frankly Dennis Zine first mentioned to me, and I went there. And they obviously are looking for a vacation of their alleyway. I walked the area, I saw the neighborhood, and it made sense because on both sides, it was also in that kind of a status. But there's a lot of good news since we had those initial discussions. I'm going to read you some thoughts. I'm here today to support the proposed vacation at 10445 Venice Boulevard in Palms. It's Council File 08-0762. At the Public Works Committee meeting on May 18, 2011, the item was continued because of concerns that the Venice right-of-way might be needed if Expo Light Rail Transit Phase 2 was to be roaded along Venice Boulevard. However, on September 12, 2011, Metro began construction preparation work along the Exposition right-of-way for Phase 2. Expo Phase 2 will not go down Venice Boulevard. In fact, frankly, candidly, I went before the Santa Monica City Council in my early days and talked about one for Venice Beach, and they got so concerned because if I made that more public, it would delay the Expo line. And to get the Expo line to the west side and take pressure off of our roadways, because a lot of the traffic, I get 200,000 cars go through my district every day, and it basically goes to the city of Santa Monica. So I said, okay, I will not talk about my Venice. I will talk about getting this so the west side gets out of congestion in a timely manner. So I was very thrilled that Phase 2 is going through Exposition Boulevard, and we're going to get it done by 2015 is the goal. In addition, the council has granted at least 6 similar vacations between 1988 and 1998 along Venice Boulevard between Keystone Avenue and Robinson Boulevard. That's what I physically looked at. We are not breaking new ground here, but merely allowing a hardworking business owner to use property in a way that is sensitive to his residential neighbors. And we've talked to the neighbors and everything else. It is for these reasons I support this vacation and urge your yes vote.
Well, thank you, Mr. Rosenthal, and thank you for your advocacy, and you've mentioned this item and wanted to ensure that we are doing what's in the best interest of the city and this local business, and the planning department has now come forward and determined that the requested street vacation of the portion of Venice Boulevard is now in substantial conformance with the city's general and community plan, and that the Expo line has shown that it is not, will be affected by this. So with that, I'll send it to full council.
Great.
As a committee of one. So we'll have that action.
And if possible, could we get it before the holidays, either next Tuesday or Wednesday?
We'll work that out with the clerk.
Yeah. Great.
Yes, sir.
Edmund Yu from Public Works Engineering. Based on the approval, the city engineer will still have to go back to prepare the necessary findings and conditions to support the vacation. So that's the only reason that we may need additional time. I don't think we can make it before the holiday. That's the only thing, because the time is really tight. And
Do it in an expeditious manner. When's the soonest you could get it to have everything ready?
I think the last city council meeting is on the 16th. If we can properly, that would be the best that we can do. Give us a week and a half or something like that.
We'll shoot for the 16th.
Okay.
Okay.
You can get it done by the 16th. That will solve my issues, and it'll be a good holiday present, because assuming we get it all together, I'm going to ask my colleagues to go forthwith when we go before the full council.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Rosenthal. Thank you, everyone who's worked on this item, the Planning Department and BOE as well. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Next item.
Item number 6 is a city engineer report relative to the vacation of an alley easterly of Los Angeles Street from approximately 70 to 120 feet northeasterly of 4th Street.
Staff here on this item? Staff, hello, CD9 here on this item?
Hi, Councilman Marie Rumsey here on behalf of Councilwoman Jan Perry. And we've been working with the applicant, and their architects are here, as well as the Bureau of Engineering, in order to come up with a solution for 4th Street. And what we'd like to ask for today is a revision of 2 conditions. The first one is Condition 5B, and we're asking that since we are in the process of reclassifying 4th Street to a modified one-way collector street with 65 feet wide right-of-way, as proposed by motion CF 111681, to dedicate 5.65 feet along lots 8, 9, and 10. And then we are also asking for a revision to condition number 6 in the Bureau of Engineering report. And we are asking that since CD9 is in the process of reclassifying 4th Street as a modified one-way collector street with a 65-foot wide right-way as proposed by motion under CF 111681, to repair and replace any broken or off-grade street elements and either construct additional concrete sidewalk over the newly dedicated area or landscape the area in lieu of the concrete
Okay,
over infill along said lots 8, 9, and 10.
okay. Has BOE looked at these revised conditions? Any comment on these revised conditions?
Yeah, they have.
And yeah, Edmund Yu from Public Works Engineering. Yes, the engineering has looked at those conditions. I think the only thing is that when you read the number should be 64. I don't think it's 65.
64 feet wide right-of-way, right?
64 feet, right?
Yeah, no, I had that.
Okay, yeah, then yeah, engineering has no problem with those conditions.
Okay, and circulation and everything else is okay with your
That's-
review of this?
yeah,
You
that's fine.
Support this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we will support the vacation.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll move this item to full council.
In-
Yes, sir.
I would suggest, Mr. Chairman, that the committee report just reflect the modifications that were submitted by the council office on conditions 5 and 6.
Oh, yeah, with those modifications. Okay, great. Thank you very much. Next item.
That's all the item we have, sir.
That's all the items we have. We have one public comment card. Con Bogart. Yes, sir. Welcome.
Councilmember Weezer, staff, good afternoon. My name is Colin Bogart. I'm with the Los Angeles County Bicycle Coalition, and I just wanted to comment on the multimodal bridge project for North Atwater Village. I want to reiterate that we support this project. We're very excited about it. We've been speaking to community members about it, and we've heard nothing but positive response to the proposed bridge. We are disappointed that this item keeps being pushed forward at each of these meetings. It's my understanding that we're waiting for city staff to produce a report to help you make your decision, and I would ask that you urge that you ask city staff to prioritize this project so we can see it move forward. Just to put things in a little bit of context, we also have very close contact with the city of Glendale, who have been considering a bridge of their own as part of a grant that they received further upriver. And when I told them that the city of LA is looking at a project that's virtually funded in terms of its construction, they're extremely jealous. And it would be a real shame to miss this opportunity to actually construct this bridge when the construction costs will essentially be free to the city, and all they have to worry about, as I understand it, is the maintenance costs. So I urge you to please ask staff to prioritize this report so that it can move forward out of this committee. As I understand, there's a number of other levels that this project needs to get approval from. And thank you.
Great, thank you. We have asked for that to be worked expeditiously. I understand CD4 is working with the CAO right now, and I will be in contact with CD4 and CAO to bring it back as soon as we can. Okay?
Great, thank
Thank you
you.
very much. Thank you. No objections? Nope. Meeting adjourned.